Hey everyone, welcome to Reverse Homesteading. Thought I'd quickly show you what I'm doing for dinner tonight. Some chicken pies, little mini pies. People call them pot pies maybe, just because they're made in a ramekin. But I haven't chopped the chicken yet because I've run out of room, but I've chopped the first things. I've got bacon lardons from making your own bacon, which is what we do. Carrot, spring onion, green onion, shallots, and celery. Spring onion is better on a weeknight because it cooks pretty quickly, and some sort of strongly flavoured cheese, Parmigiano Reggiano, Parmesan, anything that you've got is fine, tasty cheese. And just for something special, I've got some bocconcini, which are the little Italian milk cherry cheeses, and I'm going to put 1 or 2 in each ramekin, and some butter to be ready to do other things with. So we've got some store-bought puff pastry there, coming back from being frozen, and we'll put the bacon in the pan, get some colour on that, and put the carrots in so that they cook a little bit, and then put the rest in, and I'll catch up with you there. So we put the bacon in, browned the bacon, added the carrot, made it almost soft, added the green vegetables. Now I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of water and quickly put a lid on. A plate is fine if you don't have a well-fitting lid, and that will just up the temperature and cheat a little bit to get everything cooked for the next part. We also have the oven prepped to 180 degrees C. I'll put the Fahrenheit up there for you as well. So I've just turned each ramekin upside down to make an imprint, and then roughly the side height, or almost, and a cut around each of the 4 corners. And I just pick that up and put it in the ramekin. Just try to put the base down in first. This is the last one, so of course it's not cooperating. So I thought, people love pastry, okay? So if you're having a little pie, you might as well have some pastry with it. So this is going to be blind baked at 180°, as I said before. I'm going to prick the base of all of those, and I don't think I'll even bother putting pastry weights or anything in on top of it because it'll deflate again because it's puff pastry. So we'll put those, we'll prick each of those with a fork on the base, and we'll put them in the oven. So the pie bases are in the oven, and they're blind baking at this point, which means baking without the filling. And this is our bacon and vegetable mix. The carrots are cooked, so we're ready for the next part. I haven't washed the frying pan so that all of the good juices from this cooking process are in there for the next step. So we have the same pan here, just getting some heat through the chicken. Ideally you would probably do a third of this at a time, just so you didn't overcrowd the pan and create too much steam, but we're just cooking this quickly so we can get it into the pies because we're hungry. So that's what we're doing at this point. Alright, the chicken's almost cooked through, and at this point we're just going to put a little bit of salt and pepper on. Up to you how much you use. I'm using sea salt. That's finely ground, and a little bit of cracked pepper. Ooh, that's a lot. Ooh, these will be spicy. Up to you, to your taste. Hubby won't mind. Just keeping an eye on my pie cases. I've just had to turn them around because on this side I have a hot spot in the oven, so I've just put the less cooked pie bases around that side so they can cook as much as these ones are on the left hand side. So that's the juices from the chicken and the vegetables before that. Lots of flavour in there. That's about 100 grams of butter melting in there, and we're just going to make a basic roux. I might need to turn that down a bit. It's a bit high in temperature. So that's about 2 tablespoons of flour in with the butter and the juices. And I will do this and show you the next bit because it's hard to do one-handed. So the flour's been added when it was off the heat. I forgot to say that bit. And we've just mixed it in with a whisk until there aren't many lumps. Slight lumpy texture is okay like that, and we'll just slowly add the milk in the next bit. So this still doesn't have any heat under it, so that's well incorporated. So add a bit of milk, make it all look the same, add a bit of milk, make it all look the same. So at each stage, that's how you don't get lumps, and just whisk it if you do. So it's fine to use a whisk. I used to think it was cheating. Alright, so I've scraped down the sides a little bit with my spatula, my silicone spatula. So now it's time to put some slow heat under it. Ooh, mess. So what we're doing now is cooking off the flour is what it's called. So add a little bit of water if you don't want to keep adding milk if it gets a bit too thick. You have to constantly stir this. You cannot leave it on the heat and walk away. You'll be able to tell when the flour's cooked off when you take a little bit and you can't taste flour anymore. You'll be able to tell the difference between the uncooked flour taste and when it tastes more like a bechamel or just a basic roux. You've got your salt and pepper in there as well, so unless it's really deficient, it probably doesn't need any more seasoning at this point. So don't lose heart at this stage. Your patience will be rewarded. As you can see, this has quite a nice sheen on it, and that's the kind of thickness that I like. You can do it as thick or as thin as you like, but yeah, that sort of coats the whisk a little. And I only needed to add a little bit of salt after the taste test for seasoning, and on to the next step. So there we are. Well, I've gone for super rustic, weeknight friendly tops. Let's call them quaint, whimsical, something like that. So I only used one chicken breast, assorted vegetables cut up small, and puff pastry about that size. I needed 4, so that's all I needed, 4 sheets of that. Back into the oven at 180 degrees C, and we'll wait till these crisp up. Don't forget a decent amount of holes in the top so the steam can escape so your pastry doesn't go soggy. So these are still sizzling. I'll grab one out and show you what's inside. So looking pretty good. If you have less little dips and hollows there, you might have pastry cooked a little bit better. Let's take a look inside. So lots of cheesy goodness. It smells amazing. Can't wait to get into it. Hope you have a go at these yourself. Just simple food. Very tasty. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having fun in the garden and the kitchen. We'll see you next time.